friends and family. Feels like I'm living in a country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I'm losing my home, family's moving soon. I've got 3 weeks till the 1st of June. No idea where I'm gonna find a room. Credit's trash, the bill collector's suing. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Looks like every door's closing in my face. I'm a one-legged man in a butt-kicking race. Lord, I could use some grace. It's gonna take a miracle to find a place. It's gonna take a miracle to find a place. Feels like I'm living in a country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. I know when destruction comes our way, it's clearing out what doesn't need to stay. There's always gonna be a delay between when we receive and when we pray. But Lord, I've just got to say, feels like I'm living in a country song, with everything in life going wrong. Been down and out for far too long. Feels like I'm living in a country song. Lord, if this is you preparing ground, please show me there's hope to be found.
Welcome. Turn down. There we go. I am back in. It is time to get started. It is Monday night. We are finishing up our work on Rise of the Techno Saver album. And one of the things I am going to do is to slightly shrink. No, not that way. Let me undo that. I want to shrink the figures and pull them down a little bit to give us room for the wording. So that the figures are still prominently on display. They still make a difference. We're still seeing them where they want to be. But we've got room for the lettering. All right, that's good. We're going to pull the angel up and over. Maybe about there. Or maybe not. Maybe more like that. That gives us adequate room for the lettering without infringing on the rest of the activity. Check and see who's popped in. It's Malachi and the Ubi. You're not a failure as a husband. You probably had things going on, Ubi. I know you've been working hard all day on a special app for our community, so you are totally forgiven. Yes, and Malachi, you were first in the chat. Indeed. Good job. I always appreciate people showing up. I mean, first, middle, somewhere in between. It's all golden. It's I appreciate having the company. I appreciate having people care enough to show up and value what I do enough to support me. So that is what matters ultimately. Ooh, and these mountains are looking sketch. So we're going to fill in the gaps where they're not looking so hot. But once we get the lettering done on this, It's pretty much ready to go. Oh, no, don't do that. Undo the brush, undo the brush. I love the undo tool. When you make mistakes, just undo. Saves you so much. But yeah, once we are done, this is pretty well put to bed. I know you do, Malachi, and you show it in so many ways, my man. Very much appreciate you being part of my little community and the support that you give. Tell me in the chat, what is your latest drum track that you're working on? Or are you still working on the one that you had done 2 takes of and we're still working to improve? Which is understandable, because you know, if you're doing anything really well, phenomenally well, you're gonna need, I don't know, at least a dozen if you're a professional, and probably a lot more than that for most of us. I know I still manage to mess up stuff all the time. Anything you got cooking, Malachi? What you working on lately? Music-wise, whatever, channel-wise, or just life-wise? What you got going on? I'm going to increase the radius of the pressure brush because it's going to take forever if I don't. And I really don't want to spend all night on the mountains. I mean, I love the mountains. Don't get me wrong. I do. I especially love these mountains. But it's nice to be so close to wrapping this piece up as we're entering the new year. I don't know what art piece I'm going to be working on next. I will have to discuss my options with certain people that I have made agreements with as to whether or not they will be okay with me using using the collaborative agreement we've reached as fodder for my art stream, or whether they'd rather keep that to themselves. Either way, I'm okay. I will always have new pieces of artwork to work on. And if I don't have one, I will make one up. What we may do if I don't have a designated piece is that what we may do when we pop into stream is that you guys may get to tell me what you want me to do, what you want me to draw, what you want me to create, what you'd like to see. And then we may work on it interactively. I may let you choose the colors, any pieces that appear in there, and then we may work on it as a collaborative piece, which I think would be kind of cool. I think it'd be kind of interesting, kind of like we do with the writing and chilling, or writing and chatting, is you guys get to kind of guide and direct the flow of what gets generated, which makes it, I think, more fun for you guys to be in the chat. And might make it more popular. Might attract people who otherwise wouldn't hang out. Which is understandable. People love to be part of the process. You're setting up the new camera stand for recording drum tracks. You've been practicing Suicide Blonde. It's going to be the next one that you cover on the drums. Yeah, I think, Malachi, that is probably what I'm going to go with, is the interactive. drawing. Like take it and kick it up a little. Make it more of a performance rather than you guys just passively receiving what I'm creating. You will be participating in the creation. And then maybe what I'll do is give everybody who helps with the creation like a black and white outline version or a copy of what we create together. That way, you know, you guys get a reward for being present of some pretty cool artwork that you actually participated in helping create. I think that would be kind of a cool way to handle things. And I think it would make it unique, a unique experience if you would. Turn arc in arc. I can speak. I promise I can speak. I have words. They even work sometimes. I'm a writer, for crying out loud. Sometimes I can be quite eloquent. Yes, the ARF stream. Bring the puppy on. I don't have a puppy, but you know, maybe I could borrow somebody else's puppy. Oh, that's right. Mia would be my puppy if I let her be on stream. That'd be funny.
Her voice can be on the You don't stream with video on. Her voice can be on the
That's true. I have hidden my good scissors. You shall not find them.
So I can use them.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
I'm checking.
No, you're fine.
I'm not stabbed with the scissors later.
I will not stab you with scissors. I may cut you quietly in your sleep, but I will not stab you with scissors. Oh no, I've kind of given up that fight. Having me around is like, okay. Just be prepared that your scissors are going to be sacrificed. It's going to happen. It's just... There is nothing in this world that is worth stabbing somebody over.
Yes, I've been coaching for 10 hours straight.
Yeah, Malachi, I think that is how we're going to handle it from now on. Once this Rise of the Techno Savior album is finished, we'll switch over to the participatory. Man, my mouth is just not putting words together tonight. Participatory stream format. I think it'd be more interesting for me too, more of a challenge, you know? As Ubi says, give everybody a participation trophy. No participation trophy. Genuine participation appreciated. And, you know, if people want a black and white outline of the artwork that they can then color their own way or whatever, then we can certainly arrange for that to happen. Or maybe they just want a copy of the artwork. Be great. We'll discuss it in stream as we go. No, tickle the Mia, yes. When my granddaughter was little, like barely speaking, I loved to tickle her. Because, you know, you get paid in baby giggles when you're babysitting your grandkid. That's about all you get for pay. Yes, and I still love to tickle. But she would look at me and she'd go, "No, tickle the Mia." She was so adorable. She still is, of course. She's just getting more sophisticated as she gets a little older. I kind of miss some of the baby days, but I also can appreciate that she's more self-reliant than she was back then. I just want to make sure that when I'm streaming, I am giving maximum value to the person who shows up. You know, I want my stream to be something that they enjoy coming to, not just to watch, but to get something. You know, I genuinely want to serve the people who show up. Sure, some of it's selfish because I'd like my channel to grow, but also because I'd like to have them walk away feeling like they got treated like they matter in a world that maybe doesn't always treat them that way. Because to me, they do matter. Everybody matters. We're all part of the giant puzzle of life. And I don't think there are any people that are extra to that, or that are unnecessary or unessential. But I don't think that often in life we get that. Most people get treated like they're expendable at best and worthless at worst. I certainly don't want that coming through on my stream. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they aren't valued or appreciated or wanted when they arrive. Even if they are being a jerk. And sometimes people will be, and I know that. But I still want them to feel like they matter. Because they do. They may not know it, and maybe that's why they're being a jerk, but they matter. Your son is very ticklish, but he doesn't like to be tickled. Yeah, that's the sad thing. Eventually, all children outgrow the love of being tickled, I think. I mean, Ubi certainly has. He doesn't like being tickled. I love to tickle him. He hates being tickled with a purple passion. I am not ticklish at all, largely because of things that happened to me when I was around the age of 4. The only place I'm actually ticklish is on the bottom of my feet, which, you know, good luck to you getting there. I don't even know that I'd be that ticklish there these days because of some calluses I've developed on my feet, but yeah. Ubi, on the other hand, very ticklish in certain places and hates every second of it. So naturally, I respect him and try not to, for the most part, antagonize him. That is correct. He does not like being tickled. He does not find it a joyful occasion. And since I love him, and since I desire marital unity in our home, I try to respect that fact. For the most part. There are moments I give in to temptation and antagonize him, but for the most part, I respect it. I don't do it a lot. I haven't done it in a very long time, Mr. Ubi, sir. I haven't even tried. And I don't know how long. personally, part of it for me is that I like to hear him laugh, which he doesn't do all that often for me. Or at anything I particularly do or say. So it takes catching him off guard really, really big to get him to laugh. So for me, I guess that's kind of it. And, but I, of all people, should probably understand why he doesn't like it, so. Sometimes that button gets pushed a little too much or by somebody the wrong way, and then suddenly you don't want that button pushed at all anymore. Hey, Brian. No, we were just discussing tickling, and it started with talking about my granddaughter and how, when she was little, I loved to make her laugh, so of course I loved to tickle her, but one point in time she was little and she looked at me, she goes, "No tickle the Mia." And then we were talking about the fact that Ubi does not like to be tickled, even though I enjoy it, and or I enjoy tickling him is what I should say, because I'm actually not ticklish, and he is quite ticklish, but does not enjoy it at all. So I have tried to be more respectful and not tickle. Although it is a great temptation. We were also discussing my plans for once this project is finished, the Rise of the Techno Savior album. And as I mentioned to Malachi, was talking about the plan is starting with the next art piece is to make it more of an interactive stream, kind of like I do with my writing and chatting, where you guys get to pick maybe subject matters and maybe color palettes and other things as I can, and I'll create as I go, and then people who attend the stream get access to the artwork or maybe even a black and white version of what's created so that they can create their own version. Just as a thank you for attending and stuff. But yeah. And participating. Thought that might be more fun for you guys than just watching me work. Which, it kind of started as just a way for me to give myself time to do art, a valid excuse for it. Because there's a lot of times that I may not even touch my art for months at a time because I've got so much going on. And I wanted to block out specific time to improve this skill, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And you don't improve on it, kind of like you guys understand with guitar playing or drum playing or anything else in life. You gotta put some regular effort into it if you want to improve. You got a checkered pickguard fitted for a humbucker in the neck position for Christmas. Oh, that's a bummer. That stinks, Malachi. Sorry to hear that, man. I know how that feels, though. I mean, I ordered a pickguard that I thought was going to be perfect for the Groat, and then it didn't end up being at all the right pickguard for it. And I had to basically cut a blank. You know about that. I was posting about that progress. And man, I'm telling you, before we got that Dremel, you can cut 4-ply acrylic with a penknife, but the amount of work that I put into doing it that way was literally painful. My hand was hurting so bad, and I was so grateful when we got that Dremel, and then it just cut through and turned what had been a 3-day project trying to get it done into basically a couple of hours worth of work. Such a blessing to get that Dremel, and which I wouldn't have been able to get if you guys hadn't been tipping Ubi. So yes, you guys, in your tip money does go to actually making it where both he and I can do the work we do and contribute to the community the way we like to. You know, it all gets invested back in the community in one way or another. And back in our ability to show up for you guys. And of course, I'm hoping that Ubi will get a chance to finish that Groat, because honestly, I would love to see it given to somebody who wants to play guitar, but maybe can't afford a guitar right now. Maybe they used to play and they had hard times fall on them and they now can't. Or, you know, maybe they had always wanted to play, but the guitar just wasn't in their budget. Because I know what it's like to be just cutting it so close to the bone that you really can't afford anything extra. So you're hoping, like, really hoping to finish that and give it to somebody who's maybe really in need. And, you know, because to me, music is as much about healing the heart as it is about making beautiful sounds or powerful sounds, whatever you want to create with it. But it's that guitar has been an incredible pain in the butt from the get-go. But you know what? That actually, I will say this though. It has also been a great blessing, Brian. First of all, you know, you decided it wasn't a keeper for you, and it wasn't something you wanted to give away on the channel, so you gave it to Ubi quite generously. And then that became good fodder for content for his channel for a little bit, and then my channel, and it'll pump back to his channel again. So I can't complain, and then whoever gets it, it's gonna bless them, hopefully. Hopefully it'll be really decently playable by the time we get done with it. And hopefully it'll become kind of legendary. we definitely have a story behind it already. It's definitely becoming an epic saga. Unexpected, but there it is. God promises that he will work all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose, and he is certainly working on that for us. And if I hadn't worked on that groat, I would never have discovered some of the things that I did or thought of the techniques that I've thought of that'll contribute to art later. And I'm just really blessed to have been able to touch it. And it's funny, I actually have a piece of content that I do need to work on, because when I did the artwork on the groat, or for the groat with the wallpaper, somebody's like, you should never, never, never do that to a guitar. You're going to affect the sound. And I know next to nothing about that aspect of things. So, you know, I didn't get upset at them for bringing it up, because it's a valid possibility as far as I know. So I did do some research. I did check into it. And if it were an acoustic, he would be totally right. Even a thin layer of wallpaper could muffle the sound and could throw off the playability of the guitar. But because it's an electric, it's not really going to impact it at all. So I was relieved about that, because the last thing I wanted to do is create something that's not playable for somebody else, except as maybe a wall decoration, which is not my goal. My goal was to create something as pretty to look at as it is to play. Something that somebody could be proud of owning. Yeah, I know, baby. He's got quite a few projects that he also is working on in the background, so sadly, maybe a little bit before I get to it, or before we get to it. All right, let's look at these mountains. Are they better? I think they're better. Are they good enough? Maybe. Yes, we don't have all those nasty gaps of color where it's like it didn't get enough paint treatment on it. That is one of the things about the technique I use where you're smudging paint, is that sometimes you'll smudge it too thin, and then when you zoom in, you notice that there are ugly canvas spots, if you will. And I don't like that, because when you print it, then it shows up and it ruins the effect. I try not to do that. Try to make sure that I get in there first and make sure that everything's smoothed out, looks good at 100% DPI. And I do tend to paint at 600 DPI. Now, it's traditional to print at 300 DPI, so if you're got your resolution like I do cranked up to 600, you'll be almost guaranteed that no matter what resolution you print at, you will be fine. And that's one of the reasons why I do it. The minimum print is 300 in most cases. Spoonflower prefers 150, so this is actually way overkill, but I like to think about when I work with traditional printers, what would happen. So, all right, we got all that knocked out. Steps are looking good. We need to smooth a little bit of that. Get that smudged out. Blub, 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 blub. And let's see, we are at 7. I think we may have time to get it all done. File, save. File, close. Here we go. View and zoom out. Now we need our lettering. And we'll put this all on a separate layer. Oh, that's sweet. I'm glad, Malachi. It is easy to get sucked into multiple projects. Right now, I have literally 6, 7 simultaneous projects going on. Now, 2 of them are to the point where, whoops, I hit the wrong button. That's so annoying. Yeah, there we go. 2 of them are at the point where there's just a few pieces of it left to get cleaned up for it to be done. But one is in a state where I haven't really done much of it at all, and I really do need to get that one done because it's an obligation I picked up a while back. All right. Let's bring a layer in here. I'm going to plop that up. Zooming out. I think I still may bring that. I may shrink that angel just a little. She may be too big a little bit. Just to give her some room and space. Here we go. Question is what color for the lettering. I am thinking that I'm going to go ahead and go with the red. First thing I'm going to do is pencil this in. Oh yeah. At the very least, I like the red as the outline. I don't know if I'll keep it. It is looking pretty stark against that, and that's exactly what I wanted. It's popping pretty nicely. Gonna be too big, so we're gonna have to size that down. It's all right though. Is why we did put it on its own layer. There we go. Oop. When you forget to change back to what you were working in. Not cool. Nah, I don't like that. That H is sloppy. Sloppy, guys. Never will do. Not on this channel. Maybe somebody else can get away with it. Hmm. Interesting. I did not know that fret sprout could develop due to climate. But then again, I don't know a lot about guitars, so color me ignorant. Bloom in ignorance. That's true. Ooh. Hadn't thought about that or considered it, but then again, as I've mentioned, not the guitarist in the household. But you're right. That makes sense. Yep. Have about 30 minutes yet until Oob's stream. Which, of course, I will be departing at precisely 7:45 to make sure that I am in his chat and ready to go. Show my love some love. Oh, no worries, Tomei. Good to see you, my man. We were just talking about guitars, and before that, we were talking about what's coming after I finish the lettering on this piece. How I'm going to start handling the stream a little differently. Not that I will stop creating art, but that I will make it more interactive when I do offer it. Because, as much fun as it is to create art on stream with you, it's 100% more fun when it's a group project. And perhaps more innovative too. Really don't know how I want to tackle that. I think I'm going to put the Techno Savior on its own layer. The wording for it anyway. Ooh. Oh, absolutely, Timmy. Definitely. If you don't have my email address, I will give that to you. I'll basically type it in the chat for you guys. You guys are all welcome to email me at any time for any reason if you need anything. I may not be able to give it to you directly, but I can usually find someone who can help you. And if I can't, at the very least, I can guarantee you I will pray the heck out of storm the heavens for you, basically. Just know that each and every one of you guys is in my prayers every single day. I figure that I don't know what battles you may be fighting at any given moment, but I know that God does, and He will know the best thing for you. So I trust Him. I trust each of you to His care. I don't think that green does as well as the red does, so I'm going to chop that out. The red was definitely the better choice. You know, you don't have to worry about it if it's only urgent. You guys are my friends. I don't hold my friends at a distance. Hopefully you won't hold me that same way. So if you need something, if you just need to talk, cool. Let's do it. I'm down for it. I'm not a big celebrity. I'm a big deal in the same sense that everyone in this channel is a big deal. God made you as an answer to the prayers of the past, the present, and the future. You have a specific job that He has in mind for you that only you are capable of doing. Nobody else in the world can do it for you. It's up to you to do that job. And I can't tell you what that job is, although if you want me to, I can certainly help you figure out what that job is. And if you don't do that job, somebody else will be asked to fill the role, but they will never be able to bring to it what you can. Because you are unique in all of human history. There is not now, nor will there ever be, somebody exactly like you with your unique combination of family history, genetics, skills, talents, abilities, gifts, education, life experiences. You are unique, and you are needed, and you matter. And if you ever for a moment doubt that, don't. If you want to talk it through, I will be more than happy to walk you through it. But you are not, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what anybody has made you feel, an accident or an insignificant individual. You matter. Not just to me, but to the whole world. And they may not know it. Nobody else in the world may know that. Nobody else in the world may treat you that way. But that doesn't change the truth. Nobody has to acknowledge the truth for the truth to remain the truth. Absolutely. I would be happy to have you share it. Oop. Haha. When you accidentally close your window. There's my H. I'm going to make this H a little skinnier. She's a little fat right now. And she doesn't need to be. Needs to go on a diet. I should talk. Right, H? Right? How dare I? Grabbing the wrong thing and it's driving me crazy. Absolutely, Malachi. That is all you can do. Is try hard to be a better person today than the person you were yesterday and hope that you succeed. Some days I do, some days I don't. Some days, like yesterday, I am reminded of just how limited my capacity for goodness actually is. And how quick I am to choose what is wrong in favor of what is right when it's convenient for me. Oy vey. But that is one of the benefits of being an author, is that an important part of my job as an author is to be willing to stare myself in the mirror, acknowledge the devil that lives within me, the one that's the real problem, and work hard to fix it every day. Confront it where it needs to be confronted, and just not to trip over it, not to like call myself an awful person or wallow in it, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. But to acknowledge it, to work hard to improve it, and to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Oh, I agree. Pain is one of the hardest things to deal with. Especially when you're dealing with a long-term pain where you know there's not really an end in sight except the end. And mad respect for you when you're going through it, that you keep on and that you don't quit and don't give up, because it would be so much easier. But the Ubi has escaped the chat.
Gotta reboot.
Be careful, y'all. He's on the prowl.
If I don't reboot, we'll have technical issues. That's all. People demanding their marbles.
Yes, as Ubi says, he's got a reboot so that those of you demanding that you get your marbles out on stream will indeed be able to do so. He's got to make sure the tech support is available to help you get your marbles out. Yes, you will hear Ubi. Because my microphone is going to pick him up. And that's good.
Only if I'm really loud.
Oh no, you were being heard quite nicely on stream. It's okay. You live with me, bro. It's going to be a hazard. It's the consequence of the location. Well, I've always lost my marbles. You gotta have some to lose them, is what they say, I think.
One on this time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know, I know. He's trying to get food. It's not his fault. I work in the living room. It's a cramped situation we kind of have. It's less than an ideal setup, but you know what? We make it work, and that is what matters. And we are very grateful for the situation we are in. It would not be possible without the help of our son, and we do give back in our own way to what we can, but without his help, we sure would be nowhere, absolutely nowhere. And there are days when I feel bad about putting that on his shoulders because it's not the ideal for a parent to be reliant upon their child, but we do, like I said, we keep Mia, which is his granddaughter, so that he can work. I don't like that it's coming up too high, so we're going to chop it off. Oop, there we go. Still keeping that. There we go. That's much better. That's okay. It's okay. We are good. This techno savior is one big word. Oh, come down here and pluck it out. All right. I am going to take and select the letters. Let's get that. That. Do. What are you? You're a C. What are you? You're a C. What are you? You're an E. What are you? You're the T. You're an N. Tech. T-E-C-H. Who do we appreciate? Feel like I'm a anti-cheerleader. Yeah, well, you know. Bull's actually not hairy as much as those are flames coming off of the bull. He's a not happy boy. Straight from the pit of hell. He's full of bull. Ha 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 ha. Oops. Grab the wrong thing. Shrink it down slightly. Make sure it matches up. Yeah. S-A-B. A and V are on the same layer. That explains a lot. Okay. Save your order. We're gonna merge these down. Move them over. Size them appropriately. And end in an A. Or end in an R. Because I can spell, y'all. I can spell. I swear I can. I promise. I promise I can. I good at spelling. I'm really good at spelling. Actually, I'm not anywhere near as good at spelling as I used to be. I used to be the bomb at it. As I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot worse. I need to start playing games like Wordle and stuff just so I can improve my vocabulary and my spelling. Or at least get back to what I had. Jeez Louise. Control C, Control B. Copy, paste. Shrink. Well, she may think the bull is hairy, my friend. She is entitled to think that. It is not the intention, but she's entitled to think it. And she would be wrong. But that is called artistic license. I get to suck if I wanna. It's my art and I'll suck if I wanna. Embrace the suck. There you go. So at any rate. Now I'm going to do something. There we have her. Chihuahua. All right, let's clean up the art a little bit where I see problems. Oh, well, the bull's not really meant to be cute. So if cute is what I've managed to accomplish with it, I have definitely missed the mark on that. But I appreciate it. I do. That's like, there's this commercial I remember a while back. I don't even remember when exactly. It had to be in the probably the late 90s, early aughts. And the commercial is about, pest control and everything. And the announcer was like, nobody likes fire ants. Nobody wants a fire ant plushie. Well, now I do. You know, that kind of thing, which was hilarious. You're intending for menacing and you're coming off as cute. It's not quite the intended effect, but hey, what are you gonna do? It looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we have an album cover. I mean, is it 100% perfect? No, but that's part of the point. This was human generated, not AI generated. There are going to be flaws. It's part of the nature of the beast, so to speak. And I, for one, am quite happy with it. It's not my very best work, but it was my present best work. This does not mean that I will stop creating. There will likely be better art created later. But for today, it is my present best. Well, dark, fiery people are my jam. I'm pretty fiery, or at least I have been in my past. I'm less fiery than I was, I suppose. Or maybe I'm just fiery in a different way. Maybe I'm less volatile and more fiery in a productive sense. When I was younger, I was definitely more volatile. As some people said, I was less of a woman and more of a force of nature. This artwork has literally taken me from September 30th until the present to finish. And I'm dang proud of what we've created. Well, you guys have helped because you've been in chat cheering me on, and that does help. Believe it or not, it makes a difference. And as I said, my plan is going forward that the art stream will be way more interactive, way more a community type thing rather than just my individual artistic endeavor. But this one was important to me to get done. What stopped you, Timmy? I mean, I know you got pain going on, so maybe that was it, but maybe there's a lot of healing to be had in art. Art and creation of any kind, really. It's one of the reasons why I want to create that Greater Des Moines Creative Arts Center and Retreat and Rehabilitation Center is that I know how healing art can be. I know how much of a difference it can make in somebody's life when you're struggling to find your self-worth, when you're struggling to find a place of healing. Art's been all the difference to me, and I want to give that back to others. I gotta say, that is probably one of the, oops, thank you for reminding me, it is 7:44, and I'm actually finished on time then. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in Ubi's stream. I'll be checking my email today. I'll see what I can do. And